Hey, welcome back to Red Shoes Diary. I hope you're feeling fat and sassy today, and I hope you're warm. Yeah, we've had that weather. I see tell my wood piles went back down pretty good. Have to laugh because here it was just a few days ago. You got up around 70 here, and people have windows open, do a little spring cleaning, I guess, or airing it out. Had a few chores I got to do, so shirt sleeve weather. Yeah. I know somebody's talking about us. Well, don't get used to it. You know, Mother Nature has its own deal. I said especially where we live at. I said, I'm sure we'll get hit, a couple more times. Well, of course, this past weekend it come back through, so it was. I don't think the high didn't even get into the 30s yesterday. It's low 20s now. So, but we're supposed to be back in 60s by the weekend. So that's a good thing about it. At least it's not always predictable. You can get to enjoy the shirt shirt sleeve weather. Then you enjoy the rain. Then you enjoy the snow. Then you get to enjoy the below freezing weather. So, all in less than a week's time. So you get all this enjoyment out of Mother Nature. But it's getting close to spring. I wouldn't doubt we'll have one more round of snow probably, but maybe nothing major. But you know, makes you feel good, makes you want to get out, stir, do stuff, and enjoy it. I planned on doing one. Well, last week, yes, Friday it was so warm. I thought, yeah, I got a couple things I got to do. Then I'll go make this video. Well, guess what? That didn't happen. One of those jobs, it's been a long time since I've done it, but I thought, well, a couple hours maybe. It took all afternoon. But that's part of life, You just got to sort of laugh at it. You can't get too excited about it. You're like, well, at least it's all got took care of. Sort of like a friend of mine called the other week about a holiday. Yeah, I got what you need. We went up. I went up to his house. There he got work one day. We swapped it out. Went to the store, got him a and stuck it on. Yep, we good. As on Thursday, he's called Saturday morning. He said, "What you gonna do Monday?" I said, "What?" He said, "Well, that alternator's not working." Well, guess what? It wasn't. Brand new alternator. He'd went to work, started back, all the lights, everything showed up. He went to have them tested. The guy goes, "Well, you was just out here." He says, "Yeah, I just bought this one." He goes, "Well, it ain't working." He said, "But us and a bunch of other companies, all similar sales source, similar product." He said, "Been having trouble out of this. Don't know if it's a new manufacturer. They got somebody else to run them or what." He said, "But we've been having trouble out of it." He said, "Now I got another in there like that. If you want it, when you swap it right out." He said, "No. If you don't know I'm having trouble, why would I want the same brand, the same one?" He goes, "Okay." So he had to order him another. And he said, "He'll probably be in Monday or Tuesday." So I'm up Monday afternoon. And after you do something a little while, you do a little quicker. So we took it off and said, "Well, Kyle, they might have it." Sure enough, they had it. So we went and got it, stuck it on, fired it up, drove to town, got some gas, different things. So as far as he goes, "Well, if I don't call you back the next day or two, it's still working." Well, he ain't called back, so I guess it's still working. So, it's funny. You buy something new, you expect it to last. Well, guess what? It don't. You see all these warranties on these vehicles nowadays. They're always offering all these warranties and everything. You're like, yeah, okay. And I guess I see why. If they know they got trouble, but they won't recall, do whatever, they just figure it's cheaper to fix. So I don't know. That's just part of life. Seems like that's how we look at things lots of times. And do whatever, he'll be all right in the long run. Well, I don't know if that's how the good Lord looks at a lot of that stuff. I have to laugh again. Was at church and they got talking about the lighthouse. And, what does a lighthouse mean? What's this? What's that? And as I got done, what I said, well, there's always one thing you got to remember. I said, you got to have a foundation. You better have a solid rock to build that lighthouse on. I said, you put it out on the edge of the water out there. And I said, you just put it in sand or whatever, loose soil. I said, that lighthouse ain't standing, it's falling. I said, then ain't no light to nobody. Well, then a little bit, one of the boys, he gets up, he sings the songs about the lighthouse and how he thank God for that lighthouse. And then when I got home, sister sent me a video thing, and it was about a lighthouse. So apparently, I don't know, maybe the message to me is my lighthouse ain't doing too work right. Maybe it's winking out too often, whatever. Maybe I ain't putting enough. Maybe I'm using well oil and sort of dim or whatever. Maybe I need to change the LEDs, make it a little brighter. Maybe that's my message. Need to be on here and shine the lighthouse a little better. I don't know. That's another one of the things I have to study on. A friend of mine's dad the other day had been in the hospital. He'd had a stroke and affected his eyesight, which the man's a friend of mine. I think the world of it. He's sort of like one of the other dads, as I call them. Men that you growed up with, good men that was always there and stuff. I went in and you see shape's not good, but he's had half before and his eyesight did come back. I spoke to him and I told him, made him. He said, well, the boy sounds familiar. He said something. He goes, hold it. Well, sort of got tickled. I said about covering taters. Lord, I know who that is. Because when he's young, we had to help them get their taters covered one time before we could take off wherever we was going to run around and get into. I said, well, you'll drop them, I'll cover them up. But then he swore they's too deep. They's rotting in the ground, so no, it's how we do ours. Well, this went round and round. Every time I said, my taters still ain't up to them. I said, they will, trust me, Daddy Bill. Well, springtime hit, everybody's taters are coming up. He's bragging, there's up 6-8 inches, almost a foot. He said, mine still ain't come up. He said, I told his wife, his name's Georgie, said, I told Georgie, he said, Lord, them things just right. We'll have to replant them. Well, frost came along, big frost, and it killed everybody, pretty much everybody's potatoes out. Well, the very next week, his taters started growing. Oh, Lord. When they finally finished growing, he said, Lord, he said, I didn't think them things ever growed. You'd put them too deep in the ground. He said, Lord, he said, them taters, that's the most taters we've had in our lives. So I told George, he said, next year we're going to get him up there, let him cover them taters again, because he apparently knows how to get them taters cut. So as soon as I mentioned that, he knew who it was, and he grabbed my hand, shaking it. He said, I want you to know one thing. He said, I remember just a few months ago, you come in there at the shop, was talking to me. He said, you asked me if I was all right with the Lord. I had to think. And I told you I was, and I heard you tell your story. I want you to know that's been on my mind. And he said, I'm right. He said, if it's time for me to go, I'm ready to go. And that I just want you to know that's been on my mind, and I am ready to go. And that's the most important thing. A man's supposed to be ready to go. So in saying that, never, when have you talked to your friends about it? Sometimes we take it for granted. People closest to us, they got a testimony. But we don't know for sure. We never ask. It's like me asking him. That man's 88 years old. You ask him when he's going to retire, and he'll look and say, well, when the good Lord retires me. And so, yeah, he's still planning to get back to what he does for a living. I think he said he's been doing it for around 67, 68 years. Probably longer than that because he's 88. Somewhere like that, about 68 years or longer, 68 or 70 years, because he was quite young when God started doing that stuff. But anyway, my wish for everybody, try to be a little better lighthouse. If you question your own testimony, or if you question whether or not you're right, Lord, get back on your knees, talk to the good Lord. Get that straightened out. Because then you be a better lighthouse. If you got your own lamps full, as they speak about the Bible, about how people waste it foolishly, you want everybody else's, well, if you used it foolishly and you ain't got nothing left, well, you need to go back, talk to the master, and get your refill, folks. Anyway, I hope you have a great week. I hope that wherever you at, these blizzard warning stuff, I guess, up near New York City. And pray you ain't up there watching Buff Yard. I hope you got enough covers, quilts, or whatever else to keep you warm. Electricity's out up there bad. Pray for those folks. Pray for the people that's having to repair all that mess too, or traveling in it. But anyway, hope you have a great week. Hope things go well. I hope that you just slow down, fill your lamp holes up, be a little better light. Look around you, see the people around you, see if you can help them a little more. I guess that's what we're all called to do. We just sometimes get too worried about ourselves to be a light to others. You know, if you ain't going to church, find you a church. You know, maybe you've had a falling out of that church or something other. Things ain't right for you. Well, maybe that was God's way of telling you He didn't want you there. He needed you somewhere else. You know, people say you don't have to go to church, and I respect that. You don't. You watch certain stuff, but there's a passage about two or more come together in my name, I'll be there with you. So sometimes we need that. Maybe going to the churches, the refill station. Maybe that's where you need to get your oil refilled so you can be a better light. You know, sometimes it's good to be around people who try to do right. You know, lift each other up, love each other, pray for each other. Sometimes that's our duty also to do that, to be there for others. But anyway, that's up to you. You're a man or woman enough to understand what I'm talking about. You're a man or woman enough to make that decision. I just pray you ask the good Lord to give you that decision, give you a little insight what you need to be doing. Hope you get your well oil as they used to use, light them candles, lights up, them lighthouses filled back up. But anyway, y'all be safe out there. Take care of each other, love one another. Spread the word, spread your light, light that thing up. Let the world see it. Don't be afraid. The Bible says you won't stand up for others and be ashamed of him, he's not going to stand up for you for our Lord. As always, have a great week, people. Be careful out there. Try to stay warm and survive till this warm weather hits again. And as always, may the good Lord take life to you, not too soon. And just be careful. I'll